Terri Sewell.
Good afternoon, Selma. I'm Congresswoman Terri Sewell, and I proudly represent Alabama's 7th Congressional District, which includes the historic cities of Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, and yes, my hometown of Selma, Alabama. What a glorious day it is to welcome President Biden to our district, to our state. Mr. President, thank you for returning to Selma one more time. I want to extend a special thank you to the Bridge Crossing Jubilee founders for their commitment to the continued success of this pilgrimage. Thank you, Senator Sanders, and thank you, Fire Rose. They deserve a round of applause. Year after year, because of your unwavering dedication to preserving and protecting our history, we gather here at the foot of the bridge. This is our 58th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. It is even more special to me this year that you are all gathered here because of the storms that ravished my city, my hometown of Selma, and our state on January 12th. As I look out towards downtown Selma now that the dust has settled, I cannot help but evoke the words of our beloved John Lewis when he told us that nothing can stop the power of a committed and determined people to make a difference in our society. Selma has made a difference in our society. It was here in Selma, Alabama, that ordinary people dared to make sure that this nation lived up to its highest ideals of justice and democracy. It was here in Selma that they marched unafraid up to the apex of the Edmund Pettus Bridge and looked down and saw those state troopers. I remember asking John what would he think. And he said, I looked over and saw the water and said, I don't know how to swim. But God had John, and God has us. We in Selma are used to people coming and walking across the bridge. They just keep walking across the bridge and not staying here in Selma. I want you to know, as a Selmian, we will always welcome the world to Selma. We are custodians of America's history, and we're very glad, Mr. President, that the National Park Service is right across the street, vested in making sure that the story of Selma stays alive. Thank you. But I want you to know that during this time of crisis, we need your help. My colleagues come and they ask me what kind of help. We need everything in Selma, Alabama. We need everything in Selma, Alabama. We are committed to not only rebuild better and fairer, but to rebuild and reimagine what Selma can and should be. We can only do that with help. And the good news is that the Biden administration, through the bipartisan infrastructure bill, is providing us with help. The good news is that through the Inflation Reduction Act, this administration is providing us with help. The good news is that the American Rescue Plan gave cities and towns and states money directly. For the first time, Dallas County got its own money. For the first time, the city of Selma got its own money. But what we have to do is leverage these opportunities to make a difference for all of Selma. We cannot have an uneven recovery. It's not fair, and it's not right. And Mr. President, I know you know that, because you have made equity the cornerstone of your cabinet and your administration. So I stand here to say, as we remember and reflect on the past, Let us all feel renewed to rededicate ourselves and to double down on the vision that John Lewis had of a beloved community. You know, the last time John was here, if you close your eyes, you can hear what he said. He said, never give up, never give in. Keep the faith and keep our eyes on the prize. I'm so excited that this president is here to tell us that he is doubling down on the Voting Rights Act, Advancement Act, and making sure that we fully restore the Voting Rights Act of 1965. I'm glad that this president is here to see us, to hear us, and to feel us. And in so doing, I know that we will get to the place we need to be, which is a better Selma, and in a better Selma, a better America, and a better world. I have the awesome task of introducing the person who will introduce the president. He is none other than a foot soldier, Charles Malden. Charles was 16 years old, a student at R.B. Hudson High School, when he had the audacity, along with those other foot soldiers, to march across that bridge. And he just didn't do it on Bloody Sunday. He did it on Turnaround Tuesday, and he did it again on the final march. The courage that he must have had at 17 years old to do such a thing, to be a leader in the student movement, and to now stand here today in his hometown of Selma, Alabama, to welcome the President of the United States. A real foot soldier, an authentic foot soldier, Charles Malden.